welcome to this video of the module on Instagram domination. So in this video, I'll be finally showing you how you can gain 1,000 followers in a week or around 1,000 followers in a week by automating your Instagram and by automating your Instagram growth. And as I said, I'll be showing you how to do this with the tool that I'm using, which is Gram Multi-Tool. But don't forget, you can apply the same settings to any other automation software that you decide to use. So in this video, I'll be showing you how you can get around 1,000 followers each week by following the steps that I'm going to show you on your Instagram account. And later on, we'll be discussing how to gain 5,000 followers in a week by scaling this process. And then we'll be talking later in the course, we'll be talking about actually monetizing your audience. So anyways, let's continue. Let me first show you how you should be building up your audience. So let's get into it. So right now, I am in Gram Multi-Tool. This is my account overview, and as you can see, I have 40,000 followers. I'm currently following 4,676 people. And in this video, I will be showing you exactly what settings to use, what settings I'm using. And remember, you always have to test, because everyone's Instagram account is different. But I'll show you general guidelines to what you have to use so you don't get blocked by Instagram. So as you can see, in the past 30 days, I've gotten 6,876 followers. I have uploaded minus 40 pictures. That's because I deleted some pictures from my account. I've been getting daily average followers, 240 daily average followers. Monthly average followers now, it says 85, but it's not really 85. It's somewhere along the lines of 8,500 and something. It's just the number is too big and it can't show it here. And the yearly average followers is, again, it's not showing the full number. But as you can see, I've been getting around 240 followers every day. Now, if you multiply that by 7 days, you get a ton of followers. And this is me. I also get a lot of unfollows because I also unfollow a lot of people. And that's something that you just have to do. Let me show you the settings you should be using to get this amount of followers every day. Now, I'm going to go into my settings tab. And right now, as you can see, I've turned on the follow module. This means that right now, the software is following people on my personal account. Now I'm going to show you what the settings are. So as you can see, those are the settings. Now delay after each operation is basically, look, right now it's following one person every 12 to 20 seconds. So this is done so it can randomize the seconds and so it looks a lot more human-like to Instagram. If you're a brand new account, I would advise you to start from 20 to 30 seconds. So you will follow one person every 20 to 30 seconds. Amount of users to interact per operation. Now, it will follow one person every 12 to 20 seconds until it reaches 350 to 400 people followed. Again, if you have a brand new account, don't go beyond 200 max and 100 minimum. So go to 100 minimum and 200 max per operation. Delay after each operation means after it has followed 400 people and each person that the program is following is followed between 12 to 20 seconds. After it has done all of this, it will wait for 20 to 30 minutes. Again, if you're a brand new account, it's better if you wait 40 to 50 minutes. Now, I know you think it's a lot of time, but calculate it in a day. In a day, you'll be following a lot of people, and you don't want your account banned in the first week. Think about the long-term gain. You can also set a max amount of people followed in an hour, which can be 200 to 400, depending on how long you've had your account for. But in my case, I'm not using this because I'm using the operations. I'm saying to the program, look, I want you to follow 350 to 400 people. Every 12 to 20 seconds, you're going to be following each person. And after you've followed 350 to 400 people, I want you to wait for 20 to 30 minutes. And that's enough for me because usually I turn off the program or I let my computer sleep for a while. So I don't need to do this max hour because I'm getting random breaks when I leave my computer. Now you can also put filters on which users to follow. Now this setting means users with followers that are not within the given range will not be interacted with. So let's say I only want to follow people that have 0 to 300 followers. That's it. That's the only people I want to follow. If I want to follow people who are following, let's say 0 to 500 people or something like that. So they should be following less than 500 people in order for the program to follow them. Now, you can also filter them by posts. They have to have at least 10 posts. So, for example, I want them to have 100 posts and a minimum of 10 posts. Each person this program follows will have at least 10 posts and a maximum of 100 posts. Now, the minimum following ratio is basically users whose follow ratio, that means followers divided by following, is smaller than specified will be ignored, and this is bigger than specified will be ignored. So when you take a person's followers and you divide it by his followings, you get a ratio, and you can put that ratio in here. So people who have a ratio of 1.5 minimum and people who have a follow ratio of, let's say, 5 maximum will be followed. So only people in that range will be followed. You can only follow certain genders, you can ignore males, you can ignore females, or you can ignore unknown. That's something you decide. So you can also set this to follow only people who have posted in the last 3 days, for example. So there has been maximum of 3 days since their last post. You can also set the program to ignore private accounts, to ignore people who have no profile picture, to ignore people who are already following you, to ignore people who don't speak English, to ignore business accounts, to ignore verified accounts, so that means big, huge accounts, to ignore biography blacklist. This means that you can put a blacklist of words. If somebody has those words in their biography, you will be ignoring them. The program will ignore them and will not follow them. And there's also a biography whitelist. So you can, follow people that have a certain word in their biography. Now, here you have blacklists. Basically, you put people that you don't want to follow. This is timings and schedule. Basically, you tell the program which days and at which times it should be following people. Now, this is if you are following from your feed or if you're following from a certain hashtag. Now, you can ignore the top posts. You can ignore ads. When you're using the recent activity filter, which is a filter that you can use when you're following people. So basically, I'll show it to you later, but basically you can ignore people who have liked a certain photo. You can ignore liked posts. So if for example, you have liked somebody's post, you can tell the program not to follow them. You can ignore people on which you have commented. So basically you're telling the program not to follow people on which posts you have commented. You can also tell the program to ignore your own posts. You won't follow people who have liked your post or commented your post. You can put a post age. So if you're following people from a certain hashtag, you can put a maximum of 3 days. So you'll only follow people who have posted in that hashtag in the last 3 days. You can also filter by comments, so you will be following or commenting or liking only on posts with a certain amount of comments, only like, comment, or follow people who have a certain amount of likes on their pictures. Post types, you get that. You can also use this. Now, this is post follow. This means basically after you follow somebody, you can tell the program, look, after you follow that person, I want you to like 3 posts of that person and also comment on one of that person's photos. Let me show you how it works. The program will follow somebody, then it will like 0 to 3 of their posts, and it will like them between 3 to 10 seconds. And here you can set the percentage of chance to like images. So if you set it to 100%, that means that every person you follow, you like 0 to 3 of their pictures between 3 to 10 seconds. Now, if you set it to 50%, that means that you only like posts of every second person that you follow. Now, you can also click this, which is comment on like posts. So after you follow somebody, you can like his post, and you can also put a comment on their post immediately after. So that means that when they open their Instagram, they'll probably see 3 to 4 notifications just from you. This increases your chance of actually being followed back. So this is an amazing strategy, but it's easier to get your account blocked. So only use it from time to time. You can also set comment once per user, but if you remove this option, it will comment on more of their pictures. So not only one. So here you'll set your comments. These are some example comments I did for this video. When you enter those comments, what you will see is that you can use their first name, last name, full name, and username. So you can decide which one you want to use. Now, most people don't put their first name, last name, and their full name on Instagram. Most people just put something else there. So you can use their username. That's also good. This is another very good option that you can use. Disable following, enable unfollowing. So if you actually enable this option, you basically will tell the program, look, after you reach 5,000 people followed, I want you to start unfollowing them. So it will automatically switch from following to unfollowing once it reaches a certain amount. And here you will basically be putting the people whose followers you want to copy. Now, as you can see here, you have a lot more options than just following people's followers. You have following from a certain hashtag, following from somebody else's followers, following somebody else's followings, following back your own followers. You can follow and unfollow a single username. I don't know why somebody would use that. You can follow people who have commented on a type of media. So that means a video or a picture. You can follow people who have liked a media. That means a video or a picture. You can follow people based on recent activity. So that means you'll enter somebody's account. Let's say Gary Gary V. If you choose this option, recent activity, you can enter a username and a time span. So let's say we want to follow people from Gary V's account. I will be following only people that have interacted with Gary V's account in the last hour. So this is an awesome option. So you'll be following people who have interacted with Gary Vaynerchuk's account in the last hour. Now you can follow similar users. So let's say you enter Gary V, the program will automatically find similar users to Gary V and it will start following them. You can follow by location and you can also follow your own feed. So these are basically the settings. Use these settings, and when you're done with it, just turn on the program and start following people. Now I'll also show you the unfollow settings, but they're basically similar to this. With unfollow, you can be a bit quicker, a bit faster, but still, you have to be very careful, especially if your account is new. So 20 to 30 minutes between each operation. You will only follow people from 12 to 20 seconds, but if your account is new, then move it to 20 to 35 seconds. And if your account is new, in the amount of users to interact per operation, put 100 to 200. If your account is a bit older, my account has been existing for at least 3 years because I created that account when I was still in high school. I've just been keeping it since then. So basically, I can do this. Instagram sees my account as high quality because it's been there for a long, long time. But if your account is new, just put 100 to 200. And if your account is a bit older like mine, you can use these settings right here. So let me show you the unfollow settings. Now, those are the unfollow settings. After you follow at least, 4,000 people, 4,000 to 5,000 people, you want to start unfollowing because the maximum people you can follow on Instagram is 7,500. But if you get there and you don't unfollow people, your account looks very low quality. It just looks like you're somebody who follows everybody. You want to unfollow people until you reach 0 following and then start again to follow people. So basically what you're doing is you follow 4,000 people. After a day or two, you unfollow all of those people and then you start following again. And that's how you build momentum. That's how you build an Instagram account that gains 1,000 followers every week. Or as you saw, 240 followers every day. This is what you'll do. If your account is a bit older like mine, you can use those settings. So after it unfollows 200 to 250 people, it will wait for 5 to 10 minutes. And every time it unfollows somebody, it will be between 8 to 12 seconds. So after it unfollows 200 people, it will wait for 5 to 10 minutes. And if your account is a bit newer, then you can use 100 to 150. And the delay between each individual interaction will be 10 to 15. The delay after each operation will be 10 to 15 minutes. And this is seconds right here. So 10 to 15 seconds if you're a brand new account between each individual interaction, and 10 to 15 minutes between each operation. And you'll also only unfollow 100 to 150 people at a time. So this is what you're going to use. This is the only settings that I can show you for the unfollow. You can click this, which means basically after you're done with unfollowing people, you can start following automatically. You can only unfollow inactive users, and you can click this setting, which is unfollow users after X days. So you don't have to wait 2 days. You can just set it in the program. So unfollow users after 2 days, and it will start unfollowing people after 2 days. You can also set a schedule of when to unfollow and so on. Basically, it's the same settings. You can also use this setting. This means the program won't unfollow somebody who follows you. But in my opinion, you should be unfollowing everybody. That's just how the game is. Don't hate the player, hate the game. You can ignore external users. So people who are not followed by this program won't be unfollowed. You can also use this if you have some friends on your Instagram that you don't want to unfollow, but you can also put them in the whitelist or the blacklist. So anyways, those are the settings you should be using for the unfollow. Now, sometimes Instagram will block you and it will pause your account. It won't let you follow people and it won't let you unfollow people. So what you can do in that time to win more followers is to go into the like module. Now, I don't use this a lot. The program will find people and it will like their posts. If you're a brand new account, you should be having a delay between each operation in minutes, 10 to 15. Delay between each individual interaction will be, again, 10 to 15. And amount of users to interact per operation will be no more than 50 because Instagram is really strict on likes. So this means that every 10 to 15 minutes, this program will like the pictures of 50 people, and it will do so between 10 to 15 seconds. So each like will be at 10 to 15 seconds, and after it likes 50 people's posts, it will wait for 10 minutes and it will start again. Now, if you're an older account like myself, you can bump this up to 90, 50 to 90. So the program will decide. Sometimes it will be more, sometimes it will be less. And again, it's good to use the same delays after each individual interaction and each operation. But again, you can lower each individual interaction from 5 to 12 seconds. Again, the program will decide randomly in how many seconds to like the next person's photo. So you can use those settings. And this, once you start using all of this, the way I showed you, now for Instagram, you have to follow 4,000 to 5,000 people if you want to get a huge amount of followers coming in, and then you'll start unfollowing them. And what I've done with some accounts that are brand new is I followed until I hit the limit of 7,500, and then I started unfollowing, because that way you're spending a lot more time in growing, but you're also spending a lot more time in unfollowing. So you can decide which way you want to go. You can follow 7,500 people if you want faster growth in the beginning, but then you'll also have to unfollow 7,500 people. But you can also do it this way: follow 4,000 people, unfollow 4,000 people, and start over again. It's your choice. There's no better way to go about it as long as you're taking action. And believe me, if you start doing this consistently, you'll be having the same results I'm having, which is 240, 250 followers a day. But of course, in the beginning, when your account doesn't have a lot of followers, people will be a little skeptical to follow you. So they won't have a big benefit to start following you, except if you have great content. And this is something we'll be talking about. So you have to have great content and people will start following you a lot more. But in the beginning, again, you may gain only 100 followers a day, but that's still 700 followers a week. That's 1,400 followers every 2 weeks, which is 2,800 followers every month. So keep at it, and basically in 3 months you'll have almost 10,000 followers. So those are the settings you should be using to grow your Instagram. And in the next video, we will be discussing how to get 5,000 followers every week. But I have to warn you, before you start using that strategy, you have to first master this one. So let's get to it, and I'm going to show you how to get 5,000 followers.